All right, great. Again, welcome to mobility and flexibility. So for this class, we're just working on movements around the joints and stretches. Usually we'll start on the chair, make our way down to the floor, and then we'll make our way up to the standing movements that we typically do on our warm-ups and our cool-down sometimes. So as far as the chair ones, we're gonna start with our face, work it down our way, our shoulders, our back, our abs, hips, glutes, and then mobility, pretty much just hitting everything that we can. So from here, let's go ahead and open our mouth. So we're gonna open our mouth wide, look up, and once you look up, that's when I want you to close and shut your mouth. So that's where you should feel that long stretch on your neck. We're gonna do 10 of these, okay? So it should look something like this. And when you're looking up and you're closing your mouth, you should feel a nice long stretch on your jaw, on your neck. Make sure you're breathing. So if you have a little bit of excess skin in this area, this is to tighten that area up. Also just for mobility of that jaw. I doubt we open our mouth this wide, but again, mobility, if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, very good. That's why people, or astronauts, not people, because astronauts, when they go to outer space, they usually lose a lot of muscle mass. It's because of gravity. So we're gonna make sure that they use those muscles so so they don't lose weight. So okay, now we're gonna go and get some air into our cheeks and just massage from our the ends of our eyes down to our cheeks. I mean down to the ends of our lips. Okay, so puff up your cheeks like a little hamster. If you get air out, just kind of puff those cheeks up again. Now let's go from our ears to the end of our lips. All right, you can relax. All right, very good. Next one's working on a little bit of core, but also again focusing on the mouth muscles around. So again, we're gonna make a little small funnel through our lips. We're gonna inhale through our nose, inhale about 3 seconds, and we're gonna exhale about 5 to 8 seconds. Okay, so it's a small little hole. Okay, so we want more exertion out. Good. We don't want to do this. Okay, it has to be. Continue. You should feel those abs getting a little bit tighter as we're exhaling. Feel that. You got the kitty. I think half of the people that go live have some type of pet that interferes with the camera sometimes. Debbie, yeah, Debbie, I think you have a cat as well. Or a dog? Oh, a dog, yeah. All right, last one. So again, I mentioned before, when you see models on Instagram or on Facebook do their before and after pictures, they're probably on that second picture that's after, they're probably exhaling so much so they have those tight abs, so you can feel that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start with some neck movements. Okay, so we go left and right, just gently. Just continue that gently, left to right, slowly. Try to turn a little bit more. And you guys give me a second. It's trash day. This is new to me and I gotta move my car real quick. So I apologize. Give me 1 minute. All right, so noted. Wednesday is trash day. I know. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now we're gonna look up and down. Again, I bring my chin to my chest. Bring the back of my head to my upper back. And if you haven't gotten reminder emails from me on the chat, you could just note, please send me reminder emails and leave me your email address, and I'll make sure to add you to our group, I guess, emailing list. All right, now we're gonna go and just lean our head to the right, and with the weight of our arm, just grab our side and let that arm drop. Just feel that stretch on that neck muscle. This muscle here that we're stretching at the moment has a very long name. It's called the sternocleidomastoid. So, it's a tongue twister. And switch. When I took my anatomy class in college, we had to memorize that and also how to spell it too. So, I think that was the only class where I got a C in because it was so hard. It was one of those classes that you want to make sure you pass, so you never take again. All right, and then grab from behind and drop forward. All right, very good. So let's go ahead and do some neck rotations. So we're going to just bring our neck around and around, going clockwise right now. I'm going to do about 8 circles each direction. Yeah, there's some classes I took in college that, like anatomy, that's one that I probably use every day. The knowledge that I learned in that class, I mean, second to none. But then there's other classes that I took that, not that they were a waste of time and money, but I just don't use them as often. Now switch, counterclockwise. Awesome. Okay. Now we're gonna go and bring our shoulders to our ears. So bring the shoulders up. And then I like having my hands on my side so I could drop those as much. Working our shoulders, our upper back. Really drop those arms down. We have 4 of you live right now. I think that's a personal best for the class. Okay, now we're going to do some arm circles. All right, reverse. All right, thank you. I'll make sure to send you the video link. All right, now we're going to do windmills, so 1 arm at a time. Now we're doing more range of motion. And here's some popping. And again, any movements that are uncomfortable, just let me know and we'll find an alternative for it. Right, reverse. Again, I'm not trying to cause any pain. And there's a difference between soreness, tightness, and an injury or pain. So if you're not sure what the different sensations feel like, then just let me know and I'll try to explain. Okay, let's go to the left. Soreness is typically like when you're trying to raise your arm and it feels really heavy and tired already and you haven't done much. Tight would be when you try to raise it up but you're limited in the range of motion that you're trying to get in. And sometimes there's a little bit of discomfort and pain or an injury. As soon as you try that, it's just an excruciating pain and it's usually your nerves telling you, I don't want to do this right now, please stop. Let's go in reverse. So very good. And if you get a swelling or red in an area, that's usually could be a torn muscle, a torn fiber, a sprain. So you'll see that swelling. So, alrighty, we're just gonna hug ourselves. Big hug, stretch out our back. I had an athlete that when they would do this, they could touch both of their thumbs behind their back doing this. Not sure, I'm not even close to doing that right now. So really skinny teenager with long arms. Relax. Okay, cross. Throw that on that underarm. And don't forget tomorrow's cardio and core. That's at 10 a.m. How do you guys like the new schedule? It's like 10 o'clock? Okay. Yeah, I like it as well because I could work out first thing in the morning, get a bike ride in or run, and then have a solid breakfast, and then get to this. But before, when we had it at 8, we used to have it at 8, and then at 9, sometimes I wouldn't have time in for breakfast. I would just grab a granola bar or yogurt. But then after we're done with this class, I just wanted to take a nap because Not that the workout was too tiring, but I just think I had no fuel in me and I wanted to make sure that I ate properly. So, all right, very good. Okay, so now we are done with the upper body. Just gonna reach up towards the sky. We're gonna do more upper body, but once we get on the floor. Yeah, exactly. It is nice, Miguel. I know when we had it at noon, I was like, oh man, it's like smack middle of the day. Sometimes it was just like, what do I do for the next 2 hours until class? And this is better. All right, very good. All right, so now we are gonna transition. Oh, I did forget one for the neck. It's the neck retraction. So I'm gonna bring the neck out, then behind. It's almost like the turtle. Your neck comes forward, your shoulder blades go back. Okay, and the next one we're gonna try is just bringing our chin not down, but almost just like a backwards retraction. We're trying to bring the chin to meet our neck. Okay, so it should be kind of hard to explain, but first we're going out. Now this time we're just trying to tuck in that chin. You want to hold for about a second each time. All right, good. Okay, we're gonna go with some mobility on the elbow. So all we're gonna do here is just, like if we're doing bicep curls, just make sure you extend all the way down. You don't want to stop here on our laps. We're gonna go all the way down. So Leia's asking what's the latest time someone could log in and request the video link. So I know we're usually done about an hour 20, sometimes an hour 30 into the class. Let's go ahead and cross. We're bringing that elbow across, some lateral range of motion. Usually I'll leave the class running maybe until about, we start at 10, maybe up until 11:45. So yeah, so maybe, about, you'd say 11:40, 11:45, safe bet. Because then after that, I try to go and download the video so I could upload it. All right. Next, we're gonna go and just do some wrist range of motion here. So, okay, 11:50. I'll make sure to do that. Yeah. So. Okay, now let's work on one wrist at a time. No problem. So again, you should feel all the tendons on your forearm working. And again, yesterday's class, we did those wrist curls. And now we're just working on mobility here. Okay, and now we're gonna work on every finger, just one at a time. Just bringing it towards the center of the palm. Yeah, so all of these should help Susan. Especially if there's, Susan's asking if these will help with carpal tunnel syndrome. So these should definitely help. Again, sometimes depending on the case or how severe it is, we might want to avoid if there's too much pain associated with the movement. So let's go with our left hand. But yeah, I'll look into it more because there's definitely more movement and other stretches that we could do to complement a certain joint. But I'm just kind of going with the basics right now. It's because we are trying to stretch out most of the muscles in our body. And now, ooh, see, like this finger for me causes a little bit of pain. I'm not sure why. And then now let's just squeeze our hands together and expand, working on those knuckle joints. All right, Carol, thank you. I'll make sure to send you the video. And if this feels too easy, if you guys, another one that we used to do at a physical therapy office for recovery of injuries of the fingers or the wrist is we would get a bucket of rice. So we had this bucket, it was just full of like maybe 10 pounds of rice. We would put our hand in there and then just kind of turn around it and then expand and then squeeze. So that's one that you could try, Susan, where you get a bucket of rice. And again, the expanding the rice around the hand is gonna work against that expanding movement, and then the squeezing is gonna work. So that would be a good one to try out too. So, or if you have stand would be a good one, but that's gonna be a little bit more challenging. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead, and this one we're just gonna be sitting here, and then we're just gonna lean down. And if we can, try to bring your head down as well. Just stretching out our back here. All right, very good. You can relax, grab a little bit of water. All right, make sure you get that water in. All right, we're gonna work on some leg and hip mobility. So we'll get a little bit more. Let's see some of you still got Oh, hang on, that happens. Oh, okay. Almost drowned in a cup of water. All right, we're gonna go with high knees. Okay, so I don't want to be resting here on the backrest. I want to be a little bit upright, and then I just want to bring those knees up. Okay. Now we're gonna bring that knee up and hug it out. A little bit more range of motion, a little bit more stretch. Yes, continue that. I see I have a lot of chat right now. Keep on holding it. All right, let's go with the left leg. Sometimes I like bringing it from the bottom of my feet. I feel like I could lift it more, a little more control. Right. All right, from here, we're gonna go ahead and just do some lateral work. So again, hips are facing forward, go out. We're gonna hold here for about 2 seconds, back, hold. You should feel a nice stretch here, back. We'll do 10 of these. All right, Martha, thank you. I'll make sure to send you the video. All right, one more. Switch. All right, 2 more. Last one. All right. We're gonna go with the performance stretch now. So bring the right heel over that left knee. Should already feel that. If that performance is tight, you'll feel that stretch. If you don't feel it as much, I want you to lean towards your knee. Okay. Feel that stretch out, that underside. All right, now we're gonna grab this leg and just bring it towards our chest. I feel it a little bit more in this position. Feel that stretch on this side here. It's one of my favorite stretches. Very good. Let's switch legs. And again, just lean towards it if you don't feel it yet. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hug it out. Relax. All right, this next one we're gonna do is gonna be some, oh, yeah, someone's complimenting me on my socks. So you guys, I like the Lakers. So we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar there. Debbie, thumbs down. You could sign off from my class right now. I'm just kidding. Lakers fans.
Clippers.
Clippers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Debbie, you have to do 10 burpees every time you sign on to the class, okay? All right, so we're gonna go. You're one of my favorite students, and you're down the list now. So we're gonna have.
I'm at the bottom.
We're gonna do knee extensions. So I'm putting my hands under my hamstrings, so my knee's a little bit elevated and not resting on the floor. And I'm just gonna extend at the knee. All right, let's switch. I don't know how the Clippers should have had like 3 rings in the last 10 years. So I don't know how they didn't get one with Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. I think that team is originally from San Diego, the Clippers. All right, very good. Okay, so we did some knee extensions. So now we're gonna go leg straight and lifting the hip from the hip joint. Okay, so this one's a little bit tougher, keeping that leg straight. If you feel like you might want to sit on the edge of your chair so you can get a little bit more range of motion. So yeah, so the piriformis stretch should help with sciatica issues as well. All right, let's switch before we get exhausted from that. Remember, keeping that leg straight, all the movements happening at the hip joint. So I'm not doing this here. Okay, I'm not kicking. And if you ever want to make it a little bit more challenging, what you could do if you have the loop resistance bands, you could step on the resistance band with the foot that's resting and just wrap around this leg, and you could get a little bit more work as well. So that's for a strengthening movement for that. Okay, so now I do want to work on some knee mobility. So I'm going to have it elevated, and then I'm just going to move left to right. Okay, so my leg, you'll see that it's floating. It's not making contact with the floor. I just want to, it's not much knee lateral and medial movement, but it is working a little bit. So just it's working on this joint here, just going left and right. So this is what our joint is doing essentially. Okay, switch. And if anyone has a MCL or LCL injury before, it might be a little bit more challenging to do this. Okay. All right, we're gonna do some heel raises right here. Okay. So next, we're gonna go with some heel raises. Hold for about 3 seconds and drop. We'll do 10 of these. Before we get down on the floor, we're actually gonna get up and do our shoulder complex movements with our broom or umbrella, whatever type of stick or rod you may have. Okay, so now we're gonna on our heels, and now we're gonna raise our toes. You should feel the stretch right here. Again, this is your anterior tibialis. So if you put your hands right there, you should feel them activating. So again, not to get graphic here, but let's say someone took a pair of scissors and just cut the muscle at this spot here, then this movement wouldn't be happening anymore, because that's the muscle that allows that to happen, or allows that movement to occur. Okay. From here, what we're gonna do is try to grip the floor with our toes. So yeah, so if you have shoes on, you probably want to take them off. Just try to grip the floor. Okay, so right now we were doing this with our toes. Now what I want you to do is do this. Okay, so now we're trying to contract our arches, and we were trying to contract them. It's a little bit more challenging to think about, but we're trying to contract our arches without moving our toes, okay? So again, so we're not doing this here, we're doing this here. It's a very faint, small movement, but if you get it down, you should feel your arches contracting. You should feel a little bit more of a pull on your heels. And if you're flat-footed, this is one of those that can help develop an arch. on your foot. If you have plantar fasciitis, this is one of those too. Okay, let's go ahead and do our ABCs. So let's do one ankle at a time. So our ABCs, we're just going to do the shape of the alphabet with our ankle. You could go lowercase, uppercase, sign language. You know, I could do it all. Morse code. I don't know how you do Morse code. Every direction, and then be mindful to pay a little bit of attention if there's any movement that's causing discomfort. Again, there's, I think, about over 20 different bones on our feet. So maybe one of them is rubbing funny. One of my friends, two of his bones on his feet, and they're little small bones. Some of them look like marbles, a little bit bigger, maybe different shapes. But he had two of those fused together. So he didn't know until he was in his mid-20s, and he pretty much had to go surgery, had to take surgery, and they had to go in there and break those fused bones so they could separate. And because he was limited, he wasn't able to do certain movements because he didn't have that little joint because the bones were fused. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and grab that water bottle, potato, tennis ball, golf ball, whatever you have. Have this rugby ball. So it's just there. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of push down on the object and roll it back and forth. It's working as a trigger point, trying to find the spot where it's a little bit sensitive. All right, once we find a spot where it's a little bit tender, let's focus on that spot and let's push down for about maybe 8 to 10 seconds. All right, let's move it a little bit more. Find another spot or right next to that original spot, and again, 8 to 10 seconds. All right, do a switch, left foot. Oh, golly, is that Josefina? I think I see someone with the name Golly. Not sure if that's Josefina or not. All right, let's find the spot. Push down on it. Let's find another spot. All right, and we're done with the chair for now. So do me a favor, find an umbrella, find a stick, find something that we could hold on to. I've used an umbrella, a fishing rod before, a broom, something that you could hold out in front of you. Give you guys about a minute for that. Okay. Go bathroom break as well. I have my foam roller here. So, yeah. So, right, here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and start just swinging left to right. Gentle movements. And we're gonna go with the left arm first and then the right. So now we're bringing that left arm. So we're here. Now we're gonna go a little bit forward, that left arm. Okay, so about 30 degrees forward. So Carol, I think we're at 90 degrees right now, your movement. So let's just go maybe off slightly to the side. There you go. All right, let's go a little bit more, 60 degrees. Again, you could raise up that arm. We're not trying to go behind us too far, just forward. Right now we're at 90 degrees, go right in front of us. There you go. Watch out if you have ceiling fans. Or if there's a little kid behind you that comes at you from behind, you might knock them out. All right, let's go with our right arm. So a little bit more range of motion on that right. Really try to exaggerate on that right movement and go as high as you can. All right, 30 degrees. $60 degrees. You can try to exaggerate a little bit more, higher. 90 degrees, right in front of you. All right, now we're gonna go over our head and back and forth. All right, very good. Okay, we're gonna go behind. We're going back and forth behind. All right, and from here we're gonna go up and down. So see how my elbows are bent. All right, and from here we're gonna try to extend behind us. So again, trying to bring our wrist away from our back. All right, and then last one, it's pretty easy. I'm just gonna cool down the shoulders a little bit and just some motion here. Okay, we're pretty much done with this. So that's our shoulder complex right there. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys a little ride. We are pretty much going to go to a doorway. Maybe I used to do this one on the side of my washer and dryer back at my old place. So I'm gonna go here at this doorway. I'm gonna place my hand here and I'm gonna lean forward and then I'm gonna lean away from it and you should feel that stretch on your chest. Maybe a better angle. So again, I'm here, forward, and then I'm turning to my left. So right arm is up, my forearm is resting on the wall, and I'm turning left to feel that stretch on your pecs. All right, same thing. Now with the right arm here, and I'm gonna turn to, my left arm, and I'm gonna turn to my right. All right, now we're gonna do the same, but now with the arm extended, and it's just my hands on it, and I'm gonna turn again to my right. I feel a little bit more range of motion, a little bit more of a stretch here. Okay, I'm gonna do the left. So this one I'm gonna disappear, you're gonna see with my hand, but again, we're trying to turn away. Okay? Awesome. All right. So next up is gonna be let's actually finish up with the standing ones, and we'll go down to the floor once we're ready. So a few more standing ones that you want to get out of the way. So let's go with some trunk rotations. So hands up. Sometimes it could just get tiring going back down and up. Okay, we'll do ab circles. We'll just do 5 on each side. So again, we're keeping our back straight, cutting across, come back. So 1 on each side. 5 on each side. Last one. And we'll do a couple standings right now. Next one we're gonna do is gonna be the big hula hoops. It's one of my favorites. So we're just gonna go around big circles. Big circles with our hips. Yeah, I'm glad. I think last semester we had our attendance for this class wasn't the best, but yeah, I think now we're up to par with the other classes. So we're doing good. So let's keep it up. Let's keep coming to this one. I really like this class. And switch. So again, I feel like if our feet are close together and we're doing these, our range of motion is small. So I like to go a little bit wider and make sure that we're going. Okay. Okay. All right. We're just going to do some high knees for balance a little bit. So a little bit slower, just to work on our balance a little bit. This one's a lot easier if you're going faster, but doing it slower, we're going to work on our balance. All right. We'll go with the hamstring stretch, so slight bend in the knees. Bring our shins down, our hands down our shins. Reach, make sure you continue breathing. Right, reach a little bit more. And slowly come back up. All right, let's set up your yoga mat on the floor. Let's go ahead and do that.
Julio, I need
Yes.
to leave. I need to leave, but I put my email for the video.
Okay, Carol, thank you. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
thank you. I like
Thank
this
you.
class. I like
Great.
this one.
All right, I hope to see you tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Have a good day. Okay, let me just get this going. We're gonna do our floor exercises, our stretches now. All right. So for this one, we are gonna go and do the cat-cow positions, okay? So for here, quadruped position, wrists under our shoulders, knees under our hips. We're gonna arch up, inhale, arch down, suppress that belly, exhale, and continue, spending about 3 seconds with each movement. We're gonna do 8 on each position. Last one. All right. Now we're gonna arch up. And again, look at my feet. They're not here. They're resting on the floor. We're gonna arch up and bring our glutes towards our heels. Bring our head down. And once we're here, we're gonna reach with our hands in front of us. We're gonna stay here for about 30 seconds. Okay, you're gonna relax. Okay, so we're gonna kind of crawl over to our right side without moving our hips or our feet. Okay, you're gonna arch up, and again, bring those glutes towards your heels. Bring that head down. Should feel that stretch on your left side, left ribs, left back. All right, come back. You're gonna scoot over to our left side now. So now facing left, arch that back, and bring those glutes back. Feel that stretch on your right side. And reset. Okay, now we're gonna go and do the puppy pose. So this puppy pose, pretty much, we have to make sure that we have our hips under, our knees under our hips. Our hips aren't gonna shift forward, they're gonna stay fixed. But we're gonna reach forward with our arms, drop our head, and maintain position here. So again, our hips aren't leaning forward, they are right above our hips. Right above our knees. Relax. I'm gonna walk it back. Now we're gonna incorporate the chair. The one that we were sitting on earlier. So, similar pose, and now our hands are gonna be resting on the chair. Okay, so again, hips over knees, quadruped, and we're gonna have our hands on the chair. Make sure that chair doesn't slide away from you. Secure. Hips right above our knees, and just reach. Feel this stretch a little bit more on your upper back, by your shoulders. That. Over. All right. Then we're gonna go ahead and do some lunging flexibility. So grab some water. Not quite done yet. Get a little bit of water. So for this one, we're gonna go ahead and lunge. So we're gonna lunge, and actually, okay, this to the side. We're gonna be in this lunge position. Knee is right above the ankle, and we're gonna lunge, lean forward, and then just come back, move forward. Some mobility on the knee joint, and then also stretching the Achilles tendon and our calf muscles. And we're also stretching our hip flexors on this hind leg. You should feel that stretch down here as well. All right, we're gonna switch. So again, start off, heel over knee. Okay. All right, next one, we're gonna go with thread the needle. Let me just check the chat. All right, so thread the needle. It's another lunge position. Requires a little bit of balance. Camera too high. So for this one, we're gonna get in a lunge position. This is gonna be our right hand. So my left knee is in front of me. Right hand is up above me. I'm gonna come through my right hand between my legs, and then I'm gonna turn, and that left arm goes up, and then I'm just gonna alternate. And again, just continue through. Should feel a nice stretch in your back. We'll do 8 of these on each leg. That's 3. That's 4. All right, one more. Ooh, it's down on that one. Okay. Now right knee forward. Ready? So left arm up and begin. You might even feel that on your glute. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. That's 8. Ooh, all right. We didn't go with some knee mobility. So here, just for we're fixed, we're just gonna go on clockwise circles at their knee joint. So that knee's going forward and around and back. So my ankle is pretty much the center of the clock, and my knee joint is acting as the arms of the clock. That makes sense. All right, reverse. And switch. All right, reverse. So let's work on some balance. All right, very good. All right, we just have a few more to go and we should be ready. All right, next one we're gonna do, this one you're gonna need a little bit of space. We're gonna do knee rolls or knee drops, okay? So for this one, we're gonna go on our back, almost get like, so you see how my arms are spread out? It's just to have better, you know, kind of like the planting. Knees right above the hips. And I'm just gonna drop my knees up to the side and then rotate them to the left and the right. Okay, so you want to do 10 on each side while keeping your back fixed on the floor. So your back doesn't come off the ground. It's just your knees dropping left to right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right. What else we have? We're just gonna roll on our back. We have a couple more and then we're done. All right, so we're just gonna, not roll on our back. We're gonna roll on our bellies, I'm sorry. We're gonna be on our bellies and we're just gonna be on our elbows here. You're just hanging out, elbows. I'm gonna have those elbows right below your shoulders. That's like an assisted Superman. Hang out here for about 20 seconds. All right, we're gonna plant our hands flat on the floor. And then we're gonna push away and see how much of a stretch you can get. So again, we wanna have our wrists right below our elbows. There you go, good job, Danny. So make sure you're breathing. All right, let's relax down. All right. What we're gonna do now is gonna be book openers. So book openers, we get in that clamshell position. It's like this resting baby. What we're gonna do is, you see my right arm is extended, then my left arm is on top of it, and I'm gonna bring and open up. Make sure that my left palm or the back of my hand makes contact with the floor, and then bring it back. And again, your legs don't move, they're fixed. And just bring it back, rotate 10 on each side. And slowly is better. So each movement should take about 8 to 10 seconds. All right, once you've done 10, you're gonna roll over, get on your left side. Right here. Resting and begin. So we're doing 10 of these. Last one. Very good. I think we just have a couple more. Okay, we're gonna go with some lower joint stuff. So we'll stretch out our calves a little bit more. And then also, but before we get there, I wanna do the 90-90 stretch. So again, 90-90, hips are forward. This left leg is coming straight out and the bottom limb is coming at a 90 degrees from that. And then this hind leg is going 90 degrees off to the side and the lower limb is here. So you should have, if you connected your right knee to your left heel, you should have a nice squared box. And then you should have a nice line from your heel, your right heel all the way to your left heel. It should be aligned. Okay. And then we want to keep our arm at our side, pushing us upright. We don't want to be slouching, to be upright, and that's where you're going to feel that position a little bit more. So you should feel that on your glute, your groin, working on those joints. And if you get stronger, feel good, you could maybe even try to like lean towards that left heel in front of you, and that should keep you upright where you don't use your hands. All right, and then switch. And then after this, we'll just do figure 4, and we'll call it a day. All right, so figure 4, reset position, left heel in, reach for those toes, and you want to make sure that your heel is flat, your knees are completely straight. You want to have them elevated, reach for those toes, and just pull back and lean, bring your chest down towards your thigh. Let me switch. Last stretch of the day here. Reach. All right, and just to finish off, let's just bring both our heels in. We'll just do this. Try to bring your knees down. And again, you know, if you're feeling a little bit sore from yesterday's workout, make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you're stretching every now and then. And again, if you did this workout already with me just now, but you want to do it again later in the week, then just go ahead and make sure on the chat you leave your email address so you could. I do recommend this workout twice a week. So not even a workout, just this session. But nice, relax, and good job, ladies. So again, I really do appreciate you guys because it's not just about getting stronger and faster, it's also about staying healthy. And this class is definitely catering to that health and wellness aspect of it. So I'll make sure to end the recording. This class